Hey Smoochies! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Semyia, and today is kickstarting our NPHC marathon. It's day 1. Woo!
I don't love just anyone. I am not just anyone. I rock heels, I rock Jordans, and I wear wigs and rock my natural. Can you believe he says I'm pretty for a dark skin? He was dark skin. I bought some Hennessy for these niggas. Wonder if they love their mother. I love their skin colors.
And so today, for the very first time, I have a woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha represented on my channel.
Hi.
So that's dope. This is...
Hi, I'm Caitlin Johnson. I am Gamma Kappa Chapter Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Fall 18 Initiate.
Awesome. So today's video is going to be about legacies. I don't know, maybe you guys have heard of this clause in some orgs, or maybe you haven't, but we're going to just basically discuss what being a legacy means and some more other things we're going to touch on, but basically we're just going to talk about legacy today. I am not a legacy, and I had no idea about legacies for real until I started doing research for sororities, but Miss Caitlin here has some experience with the subject because she is a legacy.
Yes, I am a 3rd generation Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority legacy and a 2nd generation Gamma Kappa sorority.
Alright.
Legacy.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask her some questions. It's going to be kind of like interview style-ish, but I'm going to ask her some questions. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Thank you.
And then you're just going to share your answers with us. So let's start off with what is a legacy.
So a legacy, in normal viewpoint, is a person that has a mother or grandmother or someone of a mother figure or grandmother figure who has crossed in the same sorority, or in some cases fraternity prevails.
Yeah.
But in also like depends on the sorority as well. Especially when applying for legacy status, it can depend on the actual sorority and their regulations for what is considered a legacy.
True. I have read like that to be considered a legacy, you have to be like the granddaughter or grandchild or a child to that person, or you can also have like a godparent or adopted parent.
Yes, it could be a grandmother, mother, adoptive parent, I believe a godparent, a ward, or anything of that type of like
basically
nature.
A guardian or parental figure or something like that,
Yes.
but has to come like directly through the line.
Yes.
Cool. And so with that in mind, who are you a legacy from? Like, who in your family made you a legacy?
Yes. So for my mother, I am a 2nd generation Gamma Kappa legacy. She also crossed at Tuskegee University. And then my grandmother, aunt, and mother are all AKAs. So I'm a legacy through my grandmother and my mother.
Awesome. Okay, and how did being a legacy impact your choice?
Well, for me, growing up, it wasn't like my mother or grandmother or aunt really sat down and like went over everything that was like AKAs, Zetas, SGRO, or Deltas. It was more so just watching them and growing up, seeing how beautiful they were, how independent they were, how strong and how much pride they had towards their sorority, and how well they were able to carry themselves and represent themselves as AKA women. And that really impacted me because that's what I always wanted to be when I grew up, especially because they are all of different personalities as well, but they carry themselves with that same pride.
Do you expect your future child or children to follow in your footsteps?
No. Well, one, because I don't know if it's going to be a boy or a girl, but I want my child to have their own choices, really, because not everyone is meant to be in a specific sorority or meant to be in a specific fraternity. It really depends on your personality, who you are, and how you view that sorority or fraternity. So I want to give my child that choice to pick whatever they choose.
And how would you feel if they chose differently?
I would be proud of them for choosing, period, because they're not only putting themselves in a position to help others globally or even in their community, but they're making themselves a part of something bigger, an organization that's bigger that can help out more. So I'm proud of them.
That's awesome. I don't know. I mean, I think I'll be proud of my kids. I also feel the same way. But I'm definitely going to be like pushing blue and white. Like I'm just subtle hints around the house. You know what I'm saying?
That was my mom. Like she had one room. We had a lot of different rooms in our house that were very open. We had a lot of windows in my old house. So there was one room that was like green, and it was like light green and different. Like the ceiling was one green, and then the rest of the room was another green, and another room was pink, and then another room that was also pink. And then my grandmother was like, "You like these pearls? Right here, these 20 pearls. Yes, you like green and pink."
That's funny. Yeah, I'll definitely be throwing some subtle hints to have them choose the right way. But I think I'll be proud of my kids too, no matter what, because they're all great works at the end of the day. But we know what's better.
Lies. I thought this was an honest channel.
Oh wait. And what do you think is like one misconception about legacies that you would like to, set the record straight about or address?
As far as legacies go, I haven't really heard much about that necessarily. Like the misconception is that you have, as a legacy, you have to pick that sorority or fraternity, and if you think that way, if you feel that way, you're going to only hurt yourself, because you're preventing yourself from looking at what is in your heart instead of what you believe is in your blood. Not everyone bleeds pink and green or blue and white. It could just be what you feel deep down inside, and that's what it should feel like when you go to an informational for a sorority or fraternity, whether it's D9 or console.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's good advice, because I definitely think that that's like a really big misconception, is that like you have to go that way. I think it's a lot of fear of disappointing people, and that could be like really, really heavy. But I think ultimately those people get over it.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, it's a choice you have to live with. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it makes family reunions that more fun when you got all these different colors running around here and everybody's throwing shade at the dinner table.
For real.
And I think that's a little fun.
Yes. Like, for me, I joined a console fraternity beforehand, so my grandmother was like, "Oh, what?" So it was more so like, even though there is some like tension with that, my grandmother's still proud of me. Even if I did choose another sorority, I know my mom would always support me, and my aunt would always support me either way. So
that's really great. Well, that's all the questions I have pertaining to legacies. I think that pretty much answered everything, and I hope that y'all got a lot of information about what it means to be a legacy, maybe some misconceptions, or even just the honor in it. I think it is a really big honor, and it's probably super, super special to have somebody that you truly care about and look up to pass down that torch to you.
Literally.
I'm sure that was very emotional.
Everyone was crying.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm sure that was a very emotional time and very special. So if you are a legacy out there, you can share that moment with, the person that's passing the torch down to you, or you can make a decision to be completely different and choose what's best for you. Start your own legacy. You never know. But thank y'all for watching. I'm glad y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all did enjoy the video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell right next to the subscribe button so that you can be notified whenever I post. Check out the links in the description box for more information about our different organizations and the rest of the D9, as well as some links to our social media. Leave comments of what y'all want to see next, and make sure y'all tune into the rest of the 9-day NPHC marathon, because this is only day 1. We just getting started. I got so much planned in store for y'all. Y'all might see her again. Y'all might see some more people again. I got some things planned for the men as well, because we don't want to leave y'all out. So stay tuned for the rest of these episodes, and I'll see y'all on the flip side. Smooches.
Pick it up, groove. Baby girl, watch how you move. I got them vests on my shoes. I pop a pill and I lose. Wait, speed it up. Look at the diamonds, they eat it up. Got me 2 bitches, I eat it up. They thinking I'm wife and deleting them. Oh wait,